Welcome back to MOVIEidol. So in this video, I want to discuss all of the images that we got for the season 9 finale. There's a lot of stuff to talk about in here. A lot of stuff is given away. I'm really excited for where the season 9 finale is going and what seems to be the vibe of what this finale is going to try accomplish. And I've been talking about this for a while, and maybe some of you guys remember, but I always said if there's going to be a spin-off of The Walking Dead, you need to do it where there's going to be snow and just make it feel like the Hateful Eight, where they're all just like in this cabin and, you know, it's very character driven and you're dealing with some Walker aspects with the snow and just dealing with environmental factors and how that's going to affect being able to handle walkers and like finding resources and supplies. And I've been wanting this for a long time, and it seems like the season end finale is probably going to be giving us that. For one, because of this shot here of Negan, and he seems to be with Eugene and Gabriel. I don't think he's in a cell at all. Maybe he is, but it doesn't look like it. So it seems like he's released. Probably temporarily, but I'm thinking because it was so cold out there that Judith was like, well, we can't leave him in that cell. And so they were kind of forced to take him out. But anyways, let's discuss all of that. Before we begin, I do got a warning for spoilers for episode 15 of The Walking Dead titled The Calm Before. So none of these images are organized. There's about 15 images here. I'm just going to go through each one and give my thoughts on each image. And eventually when we get to the Negan one, we'll talk about that and some of the Eugene stuff because there's some really interesting stuff here. This shot here of these, I guess, frost zombies, this is what I've been wanting for a long time. And I'm really curious as to what's happening in the season 9 finale, just timeline wise, because for some reason now there's just snow everywhere. In this shot here, there's not too much snow. It looks like there's just sort of a light snow that is definitely cold, but then we get other shots where the snow is just completely covering just everything. So it looks like during the day, there's just like kind of light snow, but as it gets to nighttime, there's just very big blizzard. And that's why shots like this of Ezekiel crossing the pikes, that's why it just looks so brutal out there. It's because it's just such a huge storm. I'm sure Greg Nicotero was so happy to actually do snow zombies for the first time. It's probably something he's been thinking about over the years and just so glad that Angela Kang just decided to pursue it. Which reminds me, Scott Gimple actually said on Talking Dead last night that he really wanted to get to a winter Walking Dead and he wanted to introduce snow in the show, but he just never really had the time to get around to it because of just the storyline that he was handling, which overall I do believe him with, though I do think there was probably a point when they could have done it, and that was in season 6 because they do it in the comics at that point, but this was early on when he was a showrunner, so maybe that's why he didn't want to do it. I don't know. Anyways, he seems super excited for it, and so am I. By the way this looks and by the way they filmed this, I'm not really worried about the budget, to be honest. Maybe they increased their budget, but it seems like they're probably going to be able to have, for the most part, winter and snow as like the main, I guess, draw or the main aspect to season 10 of The Walking Dead. So I'm really excited about that. I hope season 10 is a full season of snow. Maybe like at the end of it, it's kind of starting to melt a little bit, but keep it around for a long time. Please, Angela Kang, just keep it around for a very long time. We have this shot here of Daryl, Alden, Aaron, and Jerry. So this tells me here that Aaron, I assume, I guess, traveled to the fair after everything happened, or maybe he was at the fair. I can't remember exactly if he was at the fair or not. What's actually really sad, though, is that Alden and Aaron have lost Enid because Alden had that really obviously close connection with Enid, and Aaron as well in season 8 had a very close connection with her. So those two characters I imagine are going to be very close now. I hope we see more of them because Aaron is a character I want front and center. Not because he looks like Rick Grimes, well I guess partially because of that, but Ross Marquand is just an amazing actor and I want to see him on screen more. And so if for the future they're going to have our group together a lot more just like the old days, and if Aaron and Alden are a part of that, I think it's going to be really amazing. We have this shot here of Michonne, Daryl, and I think that's Ezekiel in the back and then Carol on the far left. This is actually something that I think that is tied to a teaser that was released on Talking Dead in which they're traveling through here. I think they're feeling the ground to see if there's ice, and I think it seems fine, but then a bunch of walkers just like come out of the snow. So that's going to be really cool to see. And then a really awesome shot here. Like a lot of these shots are just really beautiful. Like look at that. Look at the trees there. Like that's amazing to have Daryl wearing that huge poncho or jacket or whatever the hell that is. I think that's what a lot of people are going to be saying after the season 9 finale is that it's just visually, it was just so beautiful. And I think having episode 15, the Whisperer Pike moment, and having the season 9 finale, something that is going to have a lot of attention. I think it was overall, this is like perfect marketing, first of all, but a perfect way to tell the story and build hype because I'm not really expecting the ratings for the Whisperer Pike moment to be that huge because no one really saw that coming. But The Walking Dead was trending #1 on Twitter yesterday, so that's new. A lot of people I've been seeing in comments saying, wow, I haven't watched The Walking Dead in years, but this just creeped me out. So a lot of people might tune into the season 9 finale since it is the last episode. And if they're seeing snow, if they're seeing all of this, I do expect the season 9 finale ratings to jump up. Probably not a lot, but maybe hit like 6-7 million. This shot here is really interesting. That's Carol and Lydia. We saw obviously in the trailer that Carol doesn't really like Lydia. She blames her for her son's death. And so I'm really interested to see in how Carol handles Lydia, how she handles her feelings towards her, because it just seems like as of now that she just wants her dead and she blames her for that. And so is she just going to let her live? Is it as extreme as we're thinking? I don't know. With Carol, she's sort of unpredictable. With Carol, I do see her like she's really just like straight to the point. I don't care. I can make the tough decisions. I can live with those decisions. And so if I have to kill Lydia and have Daryl and all of them really upset with me, fine. That'll be the biggest F you to Alpha, because I think that's where she's probably coming at this. Like, Alpha took my child away, so why not I take hers away? A lot of dark stuff seems to be coming up for Carol, and I hope they handle it really well. At this point, I have a lot of faith in it, but yeah, I'm really excited for where Carol goes next. Actually, two characters that I'm really excited for like season 10 are Negan and Carol. Carol because of what Henry's death is going to do to her as a character, and also with Negan because we need Negan versus Beta. He's probably going to break out of his cell or be let out at some point. Maybe in the season 9 finale, because it seems like they're hinting at something here. And then we have this shot here, which you guys probably already saw because I used this as a thumbnail for my trailer breakdown. And this is probably happening very early on in the episode because it's not nighttime yet. And I guess they're traveling to the hilltop, it seems like everyone is saying. And then we have this shot here of Judith looking out a window. And this seems to be like the secondary storyline here with everybody. And I don't know where they're going next with this. This is the weird thing about it all, is first of all, Judith is looking out the window. I think she's worried about her mom. She wants to know when her mom's coming back. I'm guessing everybody's coming to this cabin. And we're going to talk about certain things that are happening next, because this is where I think it's going to get very interesting. In this cabin, we have Judith, RJ, Eugene, Rosita, Gabriel. I think Sadiq is there. And also Negan seems to be there. They're all waiting for Michonne and stuff like that. And based off of the opening scene, and I haven't actually watched it, but I have been getting screenshots and it seems like there's a radio involved. So I'm wondering if all of them are going to hear Rick's voice, if that theory is going to end up being true, or if it's going to be related to the Commonwealth. I'm really wondering if something's going to happen with that. But anyways, in this shot here, we have little RJ. And honestly, I really love the casting. It's so amazing. Like, RJ looks like the perfect combination of Michonne and Rick. It's so ridiculous. I really can't wait to see what he's going to be like when he grows up. That's Rick Jr. right there. His name's Rick. That just gives me goosebumps. Like, his older brother is Carl. He's going to be such a big character in the future. I'm so happy that they got Michonne to actually have a baby, just because that was so random. That was something that was never in the comic, and I think is going to do so much for this show. I want to see more of this kid, but I mean, obviously with his age, they can't do a lot with him. He's not really going to contribute to anything. He can't really talk or do anything or have thoughts or process certain things. He's almost Judith's age, but like before the 6-year time jump. I think he's like a year or two older, but yeah, there's a lot to look forward to with this kid. Then we have this shot here of Magna and Yumiko, and this seems to be just related to them like traveling to the hilltop. We have this awesome shot here of Rosita, Sadiq, and Gabriel, and I do think Eugene is in there too. So again, I'm getting like this cabin vibe. I don't really know where this is. I don't know if this is in the council room or a different room. It just looks very different. I don't remember ever seeing this, so I do think it's a part of Alexandria. I think it has to be. It'd be so weird for them to not, or to just like leave Alexandria alone. I'm sure the blizzard is not going to affect Alexandria. It seems to have affected the kingdom, not all communities, so I don't know why they're in this place together. And the main reason I'm thinking that they're away from Alexandria, and this could just be the council room, I'm probably sounding really stupid if it is, but it's because Negan is there as well. In this shot here, we see Negan, and it looks like he's wearing like a Rick-like jacket. Obviously, it probably isn't, but he's somewhere. He's sitting on this bed. I don't think he's actually like in a cell. Maybe that's why in this shot here of Gabriel, Sadiq, and Rosita, maybe that's who they're looking at. They're looking at Negan right now. Judith probably got them to have Negan in the room because it was just too cold in that cell. He was probably going to freeze to death there. And so now they're just forced to be stuck in this cabin with Negan, which is a concept I really, really like. I think we're going to get a lot of awesome moments there out of that. We have this shot here of Gabriel, and I'm guessing this is just sort of related to, I don't even know what. It's something related to whatever's going on with Negan. Cool shot here of Lydia. This is sometime, I'm guessing, after she went missing and Carol went to go look for her. We heard that mentioned in the Talking Dead teaser, so I'm thinking that's what this shot is related to. Awesome shot here of a frost zombie. Really cool shot here of Daryl and Ezekiel, and I'm wondering if something here is going to be forming between these two characters, because like I've been saying, Carol and Ezekiel, I think their relationship is torn now. I don't know if they'll ever really end up back together. I do think something's going to happen to both of them where Ezekiel doesn't really want to fight. He doesn't want to lose more people, but Carol wants to kill them. And so where does Daryl stand on these issues? Well, Daryl doesn't want to kill Lydia, right? And so even though maybe he wants to fight back against the Whisperers, he doesn't want to kill Lydia. So right there, I think in that sense, he's going to side more with Ezekiel. And so maybe that's what we're seeing in this shot here. We're seeing like this buddy relationship forming, which I think would be really, really cool. This shot here I absolutely love, and I think it's tied to some of the radio stuff, which I'm going to be doing a separate video on. But Eugene's expression here, I'm thinking that he's looking at Negan. Negan's probably making some sort of joke or whatever, and he just has like this expression. I mean, it just looks like it, right? Like imagine Eugene's face here, he's all mad, and then we cut to this shot here of Negan, he's smiling. Maybe he made some sort of joke about something. I don't know. It seems like it's probably going to be the case. It seems like it's related. I do hope that whatever happens with that radio thing, and like I said, I'm going to do a big breakdown of this because of the opening sequence, I think hints at something, but I do hope that the theory out there that Eugene or that maybe all of them in that cabin hear Rick's voice, I think that would be really amazing. Or maybe it's like a Commonwealth Easter egg, but I hope something happens here because of that. Maybe Eugene's working on this radio and maybe he actually gets it working, but it's just not going to work because the blizzard is just so intense. But maybe like near the end of the episode, the blizzard calms down. It's sunny. Things are starting to look better. There's snow everywhere, but maybe that's when the signal picks up and that's where we hear Rick's voice or someone from the Commonwealth. I think that would be really amazing. I do think there's going to be some sort of setup here because why would they have this shot here of the radio in the opening sequence? It just makes no sense. And also, why would Eugene be holding that antenna? Why, like, what is he working on here? Something's related here. Something's happening. I think it's going to be a huge Easter egg for season 10 of The Walking Dead. And also, I do think the Rick Grimes movies. Also, Angela Kang is going to be on Talking Dead this Sunday, so there's going to be a lot of stuff she's going to be teasing about some of the cliffhangers for this episode and what that sets up for season 10 and other stuff. Awesome shot here of Ezekiel, which is kind of funny because this shot here reminds me of a lot of the images out there. I guess they're photoshopped of Ezekiel's head on a pike and it was like snowy and it said winter is coming. And then really awesome shot here of Daryl, and this just gives me Hateful Eight vibes, which I'm just absolutely in love with. But yeah, overall, I'm really excited for where this season's going. I'm really excited about this new Walking Dead. I hope winter is such a huge aspect of season 10. I'm really interested in the season 9 finale, more so than the Pike moment, just because we're in uncharted territory and just in a lot of ways. I feel like the season 9 finale, like 10 to 20% is going to be based off of some comic material, but all of it's going to be completely unique to the show. So yeah, I really can't wait for that. But post your thoughts down below. What are your predictions for the season 9 finale? What do you think is going to be happening next for Carol? What do you think is going to be happening next for Negan? Also, do you think there's going to be a Rick Grimes movie Easter egg in the season 9 finale? Or maybe some hint at the Commonwealth? Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.